Hey guys, so here's a video on how I've been learning Tagalog now for a while now, for about a month now. And it's been very fun and very engaging for me. So I'll put both of these sources in the description. But on the left, I have a Tagalog reader app from tagalog.com, and it connects to a dictionary. So basically, I can put in some text
Ngayon.
and and then I can click words and save words. I can put into a um, flashcards um, app, but I don't really use the flashcards. I mainly use it to keep track of my vocabulary and the things I see. So the yellow are things that I don't really know yet. So I know ngayon because that means today or now. So I will mark that as known, and then it's not highlighted to more anymore. But the blue are the new words that I haven't seen before, and the yellow are the ones that I've seen before. And it's been very great for keeping track. And on the right are where I get my material for these readings. So on the right are from languagecrush.com. They have these folders where they have conversations. They have hundreds of dialogues between people about cultural things and just different topics. So it's fun to learn about the culture and how people in the Philippines might talk about certain things. You gain a different perspective and you gain new words. It's pretty cool. But the fun thing about it is this here where they have dialogue. The way I use this dialogue or audio is I shadow it. Afterwards, after shadowing it and getting used to the sounds of how they pronounce these things, I just read it to myself. And then I just start interacting with it in different levels. So the first level is just getting used to the sound. So here's just a sample of what I would do.
Ng araw po
Magandang
sa
araw
inyong
po
lahat.
sa inyong lahat.
Ako nga pala si Ray.
Ako na nga pala si Ray. At ako naman po si Apple.
Ang pag-uusapan
Ang
po natin ngayon
pag-uusapan po natin
ay
ngayon
alam na
ay
alam kong
alam na
paborito
alam
ni
kong
Apple.
paborito ni Apple.
Alam ko yan,
Alam ko yan,
pagkain.
pagkain.
Mali.
Eh,
Ang
mali. Ang
pag-uusapan po natin ngayon
pag-uusapan
ay
po
tungkol
natin
sa
ngayon ay tungkol
bulaklak.
sa bulaklak.
Aba,
Aba,
paborito
paborito
ko
ko
nga
nga
yan.
yan.
Ngayon,
Ngayon,
tatanungin kita, Apple.
tatanungan kita, Apple.
Ano ang paborito
Anong
mong
paborito
bulaklak?
mong bulaklak?
Siyempre,
Siyempre, ang paborito kong bulaklak yung roses.
Parang
Parang
nakakakilig
nakakakilig kasi
kasi pag
kapag
nakakatanggap
nakakatanggap ka ng roses eh.
Sa tingin ko,
Sa tingin ko, ang roses
tinatawag
tinatawag
din
din
nila
yan na
flower of love.
flower of love.
Talaga ba?
Talaga ba?
Siguro dahil lagi
lagi,
kapag Valentine's.
I will just read it to myself. Magandang araw po sa inyong lahat. Good day to you all. Ako nga pala si Ray. I am Ray. Ako naman po si Apple. So I'll just read it all and just translate it. But that's the boring stuff here. So, ngayon, tatanungin kita, Apple, ano ang paborito mong bulaklak? Now, I will ask you, Apple, what is your favorite bulaklak? Siyempre, ang paborito kong bulaklak, yung roses. Parang nakakakilig kasi pag nakakatanggap ka ng roses eh. Of course, my favorite flower are the roses. Parang nakakakilig. It's like it gets kilig. There's no
Nakakakilig.
there's no perfect translation for this. But it's more like, yeah, giddiness, butterflies in your stomach. Kasi pag nakakatanggap ka ng roses, because when you are receiving roses, so it gets kilig when you're receiving roses. So I would read it to myself and translate it back and forth, back and forth. But then the next level is where it gets interesting for me. And that's where I start to turn what I read into questions and answers. So it starts off with this question. Ano ang paborito mong bulaklak? So then now I'm going to ask Apple. I'm going to pretend I'm asking Apple. Oh, ano ang paborito mong bulaklak? And then I'll read. Oh, I'll think to myself, what is Apple's favorite flower? And then I was like, oh, the answer is right here. Siyempre, ang paborito kong bulaklak yung roses. And then I'll ask, oh, so if I heard Apple say that to me, I could have her repeat it to me again by saying, kaya, so, ang paborito mong bulaklak yung roses? In a questioning way. Or, yung roses ba ang paborito mong bulaklak? So, roses are your favorite flower? And then she'd say, oh, syempre. Yes, of course. Syempre. Ang paborito kong bulaklak yung roses. And then I can ask it again. I pretend I'm asking her again. So, ano ang paborito mong bulaklak? And then I could pretend to be Apple again. Oh, yeah. Syempre, ang paborito kong bulaklak yung roses. So I've literally only used 2 sentences. And I've just repeated it to myself. But I've repeated it to myself in an almost organic, curious way where it's now a conversation and I can see why these sentences matter and it gets me interested in the conversation itself and not in just bogged down in the words that I don't know. Now I'm curious. Now I'm curious about roses. I'm like, why does Apple like roses? So, bakit ang paborito mong bulaklak yung roses? Or bakit yung roses ang paborito mong bulaklak? So why are your flowers why are roses your favorite flower? And then I'll be like, oh, okay, so Apple would probably say, parang nakakakilig kasi pag nakakatanggap ka ng roses. Pag nakakatanggap ka ng roses, parang nakakilig. And then she'd be like, oh, parang nakakakilig pag nakakatanggap ka ng roses eh. And then I could ask, oh, when do you feel nakakakilig? And then she could say, when I am receiving roses. And then I can also ask, what does it feel like when you receive roses? And then she can say, oh, parang nakakakilig. And then, so I can ask like a bajillion questions and just use this sentence as a response. And that's what makes it very interesting to me is that these sentences are used to express an idea and we can extract that and repeat that over and over again by just asking questions. Questions are the way to interact with languages and build our curiosity and interest. After having this conversation with Apple or with the text, now I can ask myself, what are my favorite roses? Or what are my favorite flowers in Tagalog? Ano ang paborito kong bulaklak? And then I would probably say, oh, roses are my favorite flower too. So, ang roses din ang paborito kong bulaklak. And then I can answer like Apple. Tell them why. Ang roses din kasi maganda ang itsura ng mga roses. Tsaka ano, nakakakilig ako rin. Or nakakilig ako rin pag nakakatanggap ako ng roses. It makes me realize what I want to express in the language. Now I'm not just taking in information, I'm also finding out what words or what phrases are important to me.